Alright guys, here we go. Time for an aftermath of the Prism and the Chevy Cavalier after the Lodi Compact Team Show. I've been struggling a little bit to get myself out here to shoot this because this one's pretty disappointing for me, weighing on me pretty heavy, honestly guys. But obviously we're not doing this just to show you the good, we're here to show the bad too. So here's the Prism. This is the car that I ran. Still looks pretty clean. That's because this car never got off the line. You guys know that we've been working on this car. We chased a little bit of a misfire that was pretty random. Thought we had everything sorted out. Ran our normal inline fuel pump. Let this car run for several times for 5-10 minutes, revved it up, never had any issues. This thing was running just like it's supposed to, running fine at the Derby. Drove out onto the track, pulled up to the wall, and it shut off. I tried to get it fired back up. It would only start and then die right away again. And then they pushed us off. It sit for a while. When we were all said and done, I got in it and drove it onto the trailer, and it drove just fine. It does still have a miss now again. We're not sure if it's getting too much fuel or something like that. We're definitely confused. Thinking it is obviously some type of a fuel issue based on how it was acting. We will probably still try to figure this car out again, but for now, obviously, we've got 2 other team shows that are pretty important. Guys, if it was just me, this really wouldn't be that big of a deal, but the idea of letting my entire team down definitely kind of sucks, so that's why this one's been eating at me. You can see on this side we do have a little bit of damage. I got teed off on a couple times. Obviously, I was an easy target out there up against the wall. This strut did collapse. I don't know if we'll be able to see that. Yeah, in there. You can see where she kinked. Easy enough fix. We threw the donut on there just to get it onto the trailer. But other than that, we'll figure the fuel system out and this car will be ready to roll again. If I don't sell it because I hate it. Definitely a low blow on that one. But Adam's car, we got the Cavalier. I got a little bit pinched into the garage, so I won't be able to show you quite as well as I'd like to on the other side, but we should still be able to get a pretty good idea. He got to use this bumper a little bit. If you watch the video, made a couple decent hits. Everything is still really straight. None of the rails moved, nothing kinked, really no issues overall. She's in pretty good shape yet. Driver's side is really clean. No issues there. We did lose one donut. Nothing serious there. We're still driving around fine. Back end, it's all still pretty clean. I'll have to watch the video again. I've just been uploading, so I didn't really look that close, but I don't think he maybe one hit with the back, so it wasn't used a ton. Obviously, with me flubbing out so early, those guys were kind of hung out to dry, so they were both chasing their tail a little bit. Nothing really moved in here. Everything's all still pretty straight. The biggest hit right over there. You can see that big old gaping hole. You can see just how far that panel came in. Definitely moved a long ways. And remember, we had said we kind of pieced this cage together. We figured, yeah, whatever, it's a passenger door bar. We used some pretty thin material over there, obviously. But try to get you a better look here. Maybe you can see just how far. Yeah, there we go. That's a pretty good shot. So definitely did a good job there. We were up against Krebs Farms. They did a good job. And you can see he did take one tire shot. She's leaning a little bit, but overall really nothing overly concerning. You can see we got this box down here collapsed a little bit, but I think he just caught something, ran over something or whatever, but everything's still really straight. So what's going to happen to this car? I don't know. Adam told me he wanted me to run it in the next Wausau show, but we can't do that. This car is not legal for Wausau because of his bumper. So this car is only good for Hollywood shows, and that's Hollywood semi-stock shows. So we're going to have to do a little bit of figuring, decide what we want to do with this car, try and get her finished off by the end of the season. Running good, one thing we didn't really talk about, mainly because, I don't know, maybe it's just I didn't want the competition to know type of thing. This car ended up running really good. Didn't really have much for issues with it, but maybe, is there any experts out there? Can you tell me what's wrong here? Black, black, black. Huh. Yeah. We got one cylinder that's not firing in this car, but it doesn't really seem to mind. It idles fine, it runs fine. He was still able to get some decent speed, making decent hits, so we're just going to roll with it. We'll go out and try and finish her off. Obviously, this is a no cooling system car, so we're going to definitely want to go out and make some hits wherever she does run again. So for now, this thing is going to go to storage, and you guys will see another car coming to the garage. You'll probably see that video, probably the next one after this one. As always, guys, we appreciate you following along. Sorry we were a disappointment on this one. I'm going to try to get you some better footage of us running. As always, get goosed.